to happen. You're also producing a film as well.
Yeah, well, producing Inconvenient Indian, I'm writing a book. I sit on the board of both the Toronto Arts Council and the Canada Council for the Arts. Still do my 5 minutes a week on CBC Radio.
Nice.
Talk shit on Twitter.
So here we are. We're talking about where are all the Indigenous producers? Question mark. And I guess Doreen, for you, I mean, producers play such a vital role in a production. They believe in the story, want to have it carried through, walk through fire, and make sure it happens and it doesn't lose that nuance, that soul that they saw in the story at the beginning. Really, a really trying role within our community. And I guess why is it important for us to have those Indigenous producers in our community?
Because Indigenous producers have a lot of control over the story. They're the ones holding the purse strings. And if they aren't Indigenous and they don't understand why something is crucial to the story, to the Indigenous story, they have the power to not provide the funding for that scene, or not provide the resources that have to be there to conduct that scene, or not follow proper Indigenous protocols. I've seen elders work too hard on a production. I've seen all sorts of things that we wouldn't do done. I've seen them go into sweat lodges and throw them inside a sweat lodge and do things that are controversial without understanding the controversy, without having a good reason for the decisions they make. So on the working group, the telephone working group, that was a question that was posed to us. Do the three above the line need to be Indigenous? And there were only 3 of us in that room fighting to say, yes, they do. And in the end of that discussion, it was a long, hard discussion. A lot of good people had a lot of good opinions. And the rest of them were all saying, well, there's not enough Indigenous producers for us to have Indigenous producers in every territory. And they had the same discussion at APTN. And at APTN discussion, they decided that it would be 2 of the 3. So then at some point, I finally backed off because I was really arguing hard for it. I knew that was going to come up, and I knew how hard I was going to argue for it. And in the end, I finally backed off a little bit, and I said, well, okay, as long as we talk about this again in a couple more years. But I've just seen too many things happen. And, we're in a place, where there's so many people that have business backgrounds. And really, what is producing? It's business. My son took an advanced certificate in business, and then he took my film program. And during the film program, the line producing teacher said, he's got a real gift for it. And I said, it's not a gift. He took, a year and a half of business training. It's just business, understanding business, reading legal documents and understanding them. There's no big, huge mystery. If you want to learn about tax credits, all the information is online. You just have to read it, and read it carefully and come to understand it. Then you need a mentor to help you carry through the process. So what we're doing in BC is we have this incredible non-Indigenous woman, Patty Poskett. I love her to death, because she does not try to control your story at all. And I've been telling so many Indigenous people about her. She wound up working with Loretta Todd on Monkey Beach. She doesn't try to control your story. She hires lots of Indigenous people in the production she works on. And she trains them as she's working with them. So Mike Auger and Petey Chalifo, when they were making their first feature film, she was training them as she was being their line producer. And they came out the other end knowing how to produce their own shows. So that's crucial, because something my dad always taught me is non-Indigenous people should come into our world and should support us and should be allies to us, but they shouldn't come in to be the experts. They should come in with their knowledge and help train us, and then be willing to step backward afterwards, and so because their whole purpose is to help us, not to take over from us. And there's too many non-Indigenous producers who are coming in and taking over and wanting to be the first one across the finish line with these crucial, important stories that belong to us. And only we can really understand some of these stories. Like being a residential school survivor, there's things I understand about coming out of that experience that I don't think a non-Indigenous person can really understand. I think Indigenous people can all understand it because you're all survivors here. You're all either first, second generation survivors. You've seen and lived in a home or seen some survivor that you love, and you've watched them, and you've watched the struggle they've come through. I could talk forever about the importance of this. I'll just stop there.